Workstation PCs can cost tens of thousands of pounds. Let's be real about this. So is there a cheaper alternative to get similar performance but a much better price per dollar? I think so. Now this build comes to $33.99, £3,400, which is a lot. The £4,500 dollars. Sorry. This build will do rendering at 4K. Will do things like Adobe Premiere, exporting, compressing, anything you want it to do that won't be as fast as some of the really high-end things, but will do it really, really fast. This is your safest bet. With a 6TB hard drive, tons of storage, 1000 watt power supply, a Titan X for that. It's I think of the Titan X as sort of like an in-between card between gaming and workstation. It's a perfect in-between card and a 4K monitor. So let's get right into it, shall we? Kicking things off, we have the processor. It's a 10 core. Yeah, I said that right. 10 core, 20 threads, 25 megabytes of cache. 30 years ago, that's how much RAM you would have. It's LGA 2011, so it's not version 3, so it isn't DDR4. But at the moment, I don't think that's a huge problem personally. If you really feel they must have DDR4, then the alternative to this is the 5960X, but that's £300 cheaper. But you lose 2 cores, 4 threads, 5 megs of cache, and if you're really wanting server grade or workstation grade material, the 5960X just isn't as well binned, isn't as well checked as the Xeons. So if you're doing that, I'd recommend going with this over the 5960X, unless you want to save a little bit of money. As this card won't be being overclocked very high, the type of speed or the type of temperatures won't be dramatically high. So for £60, not sure I have the legendary, really, NHD15, which is known for its quietness, keeping things cool, and that's generally about it. It's a good solid cooler. You won't need wall cooling or anything, I don't think. So this will be perfect. I forgot to include the motherboard. What we'll include it now. This is the Asus Sabertooth X79 motherboard. It can support up to 64GB of DDR3 RAM. It has USB 3.0 boost. It has Asus SSD caching. It has thermal armor, thermoradar. It's a really good This is one of the cheapest 2011 boards that you can get. However, it has nearly all of the features of the bigger brothers, but at a fraction. Well, I would say a fraction of the price, but at a cheaper price. So that is. As always with RAM, round up the cheapest, the most trusted brands. Find out which one's the cheapest and go with that. So the minute is HyperX Savage, £128 for 32 gigabytes of it, running at 1600 megahertz. The speed doesn't make a massive difference. It is non-ECC. I'm just going to point that out. However, if you want ECC memory, feel free to get that, but you'll be adding another £30 to £75 to it. But I don't think that ECC memory is going to be too helpful at this point because it's intermediate. You went a bit higher, then yes, you definitely have 850 Evo with really good read and write speeds. It's only £70. I thought, what the heck, it could be brilliant for booting system, things that you need to load up quickly, even a couple of small games if you want something like Smite or something like that, or Call of Duty. It's some modded stuff, some Minecraft something, you can put it on the SSD if you really want. And for mass storage, like videos and things like that, you can put it on your hard drive. And speaking of hard drive, we have a Western Digital green 6TB one. This is a 3.5-inch one. It's a 6TB capacity, which should last you a long time, and has a 2-year warranty. At £178, you're not really going to get a lot cheaper than this for 6TB of storage with 2-year warranty. So I jumped for it. Alternatives though would be the Seagate 8TB, which is tiny bit more expensive, but is, it's just debatable. The Titan series has always been aimed at workstations. Think of the original Titan. It has the double precision. That was the only reason why people would buy it, because you just get the 780 Ti. Then the Titan Z came out for £3,000. That was only aimed for workload. You wouldn't need that at playing games and things like that. It just was overkill. However, the Titan X has struck a good balance between both. It's able to play most games at 60 FPS at 4K, but it is really good at things like rendering using when you're like rendering things, or you're using GPU power or CUDA. This card will give you that boost. I didn't go with the 980 Ti because for things like this, you really do need the extra RAM, double precision, things like that. So this card has always been, whereas it's normally been for Workstation, have been really expensive. Now it's sort of falling down into the middle category of people wanting an in-between. So this is the best card for it. You could go with the Quadro, but you'd be looking for the same. You'd be looking at like $4,000 for a Quadro, and it won't be a massive difference. So the Titan is all black. Titan X. The case is mainly personal choice, but I like NZXT cases. I have the 340S here, so when I saw that the H440 was reduced, I thought, why not? Plenty of space inside for an ATX board, Titan, and the Xeno processor. But if you want to go a bit more, if you've got a personal preference, go for that one. But for me, for £85, I think this is a really good case. A power supply on this build is crucial. When you are running things that are expensive, like a Xeon processor and a Titan X, you want to spend a bit more money on the power supply to make sure it doesn't fail. So when the RM series 1000 watt power supply with 80 plus gold efficiency was reduced down from £200, I thought, why not? The total wattage of the build comes to about 550 if I'm not mistaken, so this would be perfect. If you want to upgrade, add another Titan or something, you'll still have enough room. This is gold rated, so you won't have to really worry about it, and it's fully modular, so you won't have any loose cables. Fans for your PC are sometimes personal choice, but Noctua always do. If you're willing to pay the extra money, the better fans generally. The colour scheme is not brilliant, but 15 quid, you can stick 2 or 3 of these in there and you'll create some great airflow in there. Other ones are the Corsair Air Series 120, as you can see down here, which I have. For a little bit of a cheap alternative, but if you're spending this kind of money, you want proper cooling, so I would say go with these. When Samsung came out with this, I would say it came out a couple of, it must be 8 months ago or so now. For £800, £700, it was the cheapest 4K monitor you can buy, and now for £345, it is a really good bargain. However, I will point out a couple of things. One, there is a bit of bleed in the monitor, people have been reviewing this. 2, the stand is a bit annoying. But for £350, the next cheapest stuff is about £480, so I would say for 130 quid, it really is worth it. And also, there's no wall mounting. You can't wall mount on a wall, and you can't adjust the height. So it's a compromise, but if you think it's worth it, it's worth it. If not, then move up to a different monitor that you have your eye on. But if not, this will be perfect. So there you have it, guys. A PC, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, I've got £5,000 burning a hole in my pocket, and I need rendering, and I need Adobe Premiere and stuff, and I want to invest in something that will speed everything up, or I want to invest in a banging PC which will last me a few years, and I can grind all my videos out, or I can do loads of work on it. This will be it. If you really want to change things, the 5960X would be one to change, and also getting ECC memory, maybe putting another hard drive if you run out of space, and choosing a case of your choice. But except from that, that is going to probably set you. Another choice is ultra wide 21:9 LG monitor for £700. The 3440 by 1440p one. But just depends what you prefer, and if you can tell the difference between them, then go with the high pixel count. So that is my guide, or my build to this PC. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found this helpful. I love looking at high-end tech like this, but I also love looking at low-end tech. So what do you want to see next? The 2 choices next, I'm going to point out, is a £400 build, so like a extremely cheapo build with the monitor included, maybe? We'll have to see, or £450 probably. Or would you like to see the most balling PC you can make? We'll see. But without going overkill, obviously. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe for more builds and more reviews coming up soon. My GTX 970 I'm going to be reviewing very, very soon, as I finally worked out all the stuff for it. And I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching.